Hi, I'm Elaine. Welcome to my home gym area. Today I'm standing in front of my son's benching set, and no, I'm not going to show you how to bench press or squat. What I thought I'd do is share some rotator cuff exercises that I learned about from my rotator cuff surgery. And what surprises me is that throughout our lifetime, if you have an injury, you later learn, oh, to avoid this injury, you should exercise this muscle or you should do X. And in my case, I could not avoid my surgery because there was just an issue that I had that caused me to have rotator cuff issues. But in speaking with the nursing team, the physical therapist, the doctor, I'm finding or I'm hearing that a lot of people are going in for rotator cuff surgery because they aren't strengthening their rotator cuff. So I am a huge proponent of if I can help someone, I will share information that I have to ensure that you don't have to go down a road that's unnecessary. So, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the muscles and joints that, or tendons, I should say, that build the rotator cuff, or if you even think of them, but you do use them daily. So, every time we reach, we stretch, we play sports, whatever it is that we do, that rotator cuff is coming to our aid and it is assisting us with that movement. So, why not help it help you? So, there are just a few exercises that one can do to help strengthen their rotator cuff so they won't have an injury. Let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about bands, strengthening resistance bands. I have them pretty much laid out as they are from lowest resistance being yellow through the blue, which has the higher resistance. That's typically what a physical therapy office is going to use. Yes, there are other colors that you may find, such as goldenrod, purple, gray, and they may have stronger resistance. And that's just if you progress beyond these, those are available, or of course, free weights for some of these exercises. But with the resistance bands, this is a great way to strengthen the rotator cuff so that as you are doing your activity, whether it's normal from something such as cooking to I love pickleball and tennis, a sport, golfers, oh my gosh, you definitely want to strengthen that rotator cuff. So, these are exercises that can help all of us with whatever it is that we may find ourselves doing. So, I have progressed up to the blue band. I am still in physical therapy. Again, I did have to have rotator cuff surgery, and not only on one shoulder, but both of them. So, ouch. And I am still recovering. And if I can help anyone not have to go through rotator cuff surgery, that's what this video is for. So I'm going to be using the blue band to demonstrate some exercises that we can do. The first thing we want to do before kind of just jumping right in and doing our exercises is going to be just to kind of make sure there are no impingements in the shoulders, in our joints. So that's just going to be bending over. And actually, this is the best thing that you can do every day is just to bend over. And if you can, of course, touch your toes and not bending from the waist, but bending from the hip. And this one is just going to, one, it's just great for you. It helps with the digestion and everything in your body, relieves pressure in certain points. But if you can notice, my arms are just kind of dangling. And I can also do this at what is called like a neutral spine. I can also do this if support is needed, finding whether it's a chair or something that you can hold on to, and then having that support. And whichever arm is bothering you, definitely just allowing that arm to be able to just fall naturally and freely down. And what you want to do, whether you need to, if you're having problems, just kind of help. your arm move itself by moving your body. But I'm going to get back down again just into my hip type bend. And I'm just going to allow my arms to move freely. And it just feels nice and relaxing, for the arm. So just kind of back and forth. I can go, left to right, just sideways. And then I can also do like a stir, where one arm is going clockwise and the other is going counter, and then just reverse that. And that's just a way, again, just to make sure that, the socket is in joint and, there's no impingement, there's nothing that's pulling or hurting. And just kind of prepare us for what we're about to do. So once we get that into place, we can even do it at standing height. Just kind of stand and swing our arms. This is actually just a good one too for the rotator cuff, just to get that movement in the joint. But from there, I'm going to move to my band and I'm going to use the blue band. Of course, I am not a doctor, so definitely any exercise program, please do make sure that you talk it over with your doctor and that it won't affect you or harm you in any way. Um, I do highly recommend that. So that would be my first start. But if you're not familiar with resistance bands, definitely grab that light yellow one. It's super lightweight. But as far as strengthening exercises for the rotator cuff, it's really not possible to just do one exercise and it takes care of your rotator cuff because it's comprised of muscles and tendons that form the cuff, and it goes around your shoulder area. You have to do like 4 different exercises to reach it. And some of the exercises are typical ones, and some actually they're all should be typical, but it's just things, again, if you don't know to do it and do it daily, then you experience an issue and you're going, I could have done that every day and that would have helped me. So just take this as a helpful video. So as you can see, I have it draped on my son's bar. I'm hoping in your home you have like an area where you can drape the band. I would not suggest using a setup like I have or I'm doing here to share with you. This is just an easier open space to kind of show what I'm about to do versus me standing at my door and you really can't see what I'm doing. So please do not use a bar like I'm doing, a bar set like I'm doing. Please do find another area in your home that is definitely fixed and more stable. I can say I don't really like using the doorknob, even though that's what the therapy groups tell us to use, because the doorknob was not designed for that type of pressure and pull on it. So it will, over time, cause issues with your doorknob, but that's usually the spot in our house that we have, or maybe the door, itself having a little hook where we can hang this and then do that pull down motion. But again, it was not created for that, but really, what else do we have where else in our homes do we have to do things like this? But anyhow, so I have this draped. The number one exercise that they say for us, and I'm glad it's kind of to my back, is just to take the resistance band, one part in each hand, and you're just going to pull back and press the shoulder blades together. So, and you want to just hold it, for a few seconds, and you can get to a position that's comfortable for you and you feel that resistance. So, what you want to do in all of these exercises, you're going to want to do them a minimum of 10 and at least 2 sets, because these are super easy, like, exercises to do. I'm only going to do a few just so this isn't a long video. And then you definitely can practice these like in your own home at your own time. So, but that's one exercise that we want to do. The next one is to have an area where you can have the band, again, where you can hold it with both hands. One hand's holding one portion, the other part of that band, and it's just going to be a pull out to the side and back in. And we're keeping this hand stationary and kind of holding it in place. So we have that resistance on that band. And you want to do this 10 times, a minimum of 2 sets of 10. And then work your way up to like 3 sets of 10. And so I'm going to try to hit that muscle, again on 4 sides, and that's going to help strengthen it. And each individual little move is going to target a position on the rotator cuff so that I don't necessarily turn my back on you. But once you do this, and I kind of change off. So after I do this 10 times, then I will go with this arm in. But we're going to want to do the reverse, if that makes sense. We're going to want the other arm to then pull across the body like I'm doing now, and then the other arm to have that pull out. So basically, it's just doing a 180, turning around and repositioning yourself to make sure that you get that exercise on both sides of your body. So that is the other exercise. Actually, I'm going to go back to this one. It would be great if this was higher up, like on the door, um, like hanging over the door. But to basically take the band and we're just going to pull down, and I'm a little too close, but just pull straight down to our sides. So it's just like an up and out and then straight down. Again, each exercise is going to be for 10 reps and then 2 sets. And you want to build up to 3 sets if you can. So that's the other exercise. The next is going to be to actually stand on the band and do what we know as curls. So stand with our arms down and just pull up. And that's going to hit another area on our rotator cuff. So again, 10 times, 2 sets, build up to 3 sets. And so we want to do this, we want to try to do this daily. So that is that exercise. My next one, and it looks like my son moved my ball again. I had that right here. Sorry, son, he didn't move it. It's right here. So what we're going to do is take a ball, and you want to have that ball with some give, and you're going to go to next to a wall. You're going to place the ball on the wall, and you're going to push into the ball with the back of the hand, and you're going to hold it about 5 seconds, release, and it's a very slight move, but you definitely can feel it in your shoulder. Push and hold, release, and again, I'm going to say it again, 10 times, 2 sets, working up to 3 sets. And so with the ball, just like the resistance band, how I did it about 4 different ways, the ball, we're going to do it 4 different ways. So the back of the hand, we're going to turn around so that it's going to be the front of the fist onto the ball. So the ball would be on the wall, and I'll just switch hands to show you. But you want to do both arms where you're pressing into the ball. This works best, especially like this. This is not a great stance, but you want to have that ball, more centered in front of you. So like the edge of a wall. So if you have an area in your house where, maybe there's just an edge where you can reposition yourself on all sides, that is the best way to do this one. So again, back of the hand, front of the hand, we're going to press in with the arm or the elbow. So again, press and hold, release, press and hold, release. And then it's also going to be the front of the fist where we press in and release. Again, we want to do both arms 10 times, 2 sets, build up to 3 sets. And then one of our final kind of strengthening exercises that we can do for our rotator cuff is going to be the like a push-up sort of thing. And we can do it a couple different ways. Grab my ball. We can do it so that we're forced to balance ourselves. So I'm going to use my balance ball, and you're basically at an angle, so almost like the female push-up, but of course, I'm up a bit higher, and it's just going to be moving the hands in and out. So I kind of press out and then I press in. Whichever hand I start with is going to be the same hand that I go in and out with. And then, so that's going to be 1 set of 10. For the second set of 10, if I begin with my right hand, I will begin with my left hand. And then I'm going to do that 10 times. If your balance is not quite there or you don't feel comfortable using the balance ball, then I would suggest just coming down as a female push-up and then just moving that hand in and then out. And again, if I start with my right, I'm going to, after that set of 10, I'm then going to start with my left hand. Coming in, right hand in, left hand out, right hand out. And then we'll do that 10 times. 2 sets, build up to 3 sets. Super easy activity to do, one before sports or just 2 at the beginning of your day. And it's going to go a long way for your rotator cuff. So I do hope that this video helps. I hope that it becomes just added into your day and you will see a difference. Even if you do play sports, you'll feel that difference in your strength as you're doing your serves or your drives or whatever sport you may partake in. Thank you for joining me. Please come back again and I will have something new. Take care.